Hi, hello, what's up, bosses? I hope you all are doing well and that your hustles are thriving. Now, if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. This is Tell and Sell with Naomi, the best place to learn how to grow your business using digital marketing skills. Now, if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And let's keep growing. Let's keep sharing these videos. Let's keep, commenting and liking so they can reach as many people as possible and we can be able to grow together. Now, today I have a special guest with me. I am not alone today, thank God. I have an amazing guest who will be helping us continue to discuss the topic for this month, which is ethical issues on social media and social media marketing. Now, I hope you're going to learn a lot. Go right ahead and grab a pen and paper because I'm sure you will need to write down something so that you can be able to remember it after this. All right, let's get started. Have a special guest. We are going to be talking about some of the legal issues that come with social media marketing, and she is going to help us understand better how to go about it. Now, she's going to introduce herself and then we can continue.
Hi bosses, my name is Jamila Yesho. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I specialize and have a passion for media, telecommunication, and IP law, and I'm currently working as a legal officer at the Media Council of Kenya.
Great. So now you know we are in more than capable hands. So she's going to be answering a couple of questions that I prepared for her, and this will kind of help us just understand more of what I've been talking about this month when it comes to handling content and content creation when it comes to social media marketing. Okay, so let's start. Our first question is it important for brands on social media to register trademarks and consider copyright for their content, and why is this important?
Thank you very much, Naomi. Yes, it's very important to protect your work. One, because you want to protect your work because you want to safeguard or ensure that nobody comes to tamper with your work or use it for any other purpose that you intend it to be used for without your authorization. And this is commonly referred to as infringement. So you don't want anyone to infringe your work, and the best way to go about it is to protect your work. Secondly, it's more of protecting your brand equity, which is the commercial value of your work. For example, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with the product itself. It's the presence that you have in the industry that you're in, the work that you've put to create an image for your product, the value that you offer your clients. So you want to protect that, because if somebody else wants to use your work, they cannot use it and offer the value that you offer. So you want to safeguard that equity that you have in the industry. And lastly, and most importantly, I think formal recognition. Everybody wants to be associated with a brand that is formal, something that has been registered. It will provide a platform and an opportunity for a relationship that has a trustworthy relationship. You want your clients want to work with something that is legit, and when working with something that is legit, you require formal recognition, that is formal registration. And that's pretty much the key focus on why you need to protect, or why you need to ensure that your work is protected.
Oh, great. That's very interesting because, as you said, having people trust you on social media is like the biggest deal ever, because it's virtual. They're not meeting you, you're not meeting them. So the only thing you can ride on social media is literally just trust. So that's
Exactly.
a very, very good perspective that you've given us today. I hope everybody is going to understand that and, take it and run with it. I hope everybody is having a pen and paper where they can kind of jot down some little notes to help them remember what we're going to talk about today. All right, let's move on to the next question. Is it important for brands to have terms and conditions when running offers and marketing campaigns and contests, and why?
Thank you. That's a very important question. Yes, you require to have terms and conditions because terms and conditions are the rules of engagement. So how do you want to interact with the persons that you want to involve in offers? Because I believe you'll be targeting your clientele, you'll be targeting maybe if you have sponsors or people who are supporting your business. So you want to know what you're bringing on the table, what is available, and how it will be available. So it will basically be a guide on how are we going to interact, what are we going to offer these people, what am I going to offer my clients, so that in the event of any issues or legal issues or any issues that may arise, you already have something that is guiding the existing relationship. And of course, having terms and conditions mitigates the legal issues that may arise, because legal risks are everywhere in everything that we do, especially in business. So having terms and conditions is more of a contract. So you're bound by what you're offering, and your clients know what to expect.
That makes so much sense, because mostly when it comes to contests on social media by brands, as for my experience, we have contestants coming up and saying, oh, you guys didn't reward me, I did this and this and that. But if you kind of take a look at the terms and conditions that you provided, they didn't go through them, so they don't understand how it works, and that's a huge problem. So it's also very important for the people who are participating to read the terms and conditions and understand, because also you can find that in the terms and conditions you say that maybe if it's a photo contest, the terms and conditions say that you're going to be using their photos for commercial purposes. So by entering the contest, they agree to that.
Exactly.
So that when you use their content and they come up to you and say, I didn't give you permission for this, tell them, go back to the terms and conditions. We already specified that we're going to be using your content for commercial purposes. So it's very important also for the people who are participating in the offers and contests to read the terms and conditions.
Yes, that's very important, because some people don't take time to read and even ask questions where they don't understand, which is a problem that will arise either in the course of the work or later on. So it's very important even for businesses to emphasize, kindly read the terms and conditions. Some may or may not be negotiable depending on what is being offered or what product is being sold. But it is very important for both parties to know what they're getting themselves into, so that you may either protect yourself, negotiate, so that once you involve yourself, you can come later on and say, oh, I didn't know, I didn't read, I didn't. And it's very important also to get legal advice in the event that you don't understand. Like you've been presented with terms and conditions. Some may have legal jargon, or just for whatever reason you're not able to understand what it means, which is normal. I think it's very important to understand what you're getting yourself into.
That's pretty clear, I think, because those issues can come up like what?
They come up a lot.
They do come up, and Kenyans don't like to read. That's another problem. But they need to train themselves to read and always understand. Don't just trust the brand. Just make sure you take your time and understand what you're getting yourself into. And for brands, because I've seen brands that also run contests and they don't necessarily have these terms and conditions, they definitely expose themselves so badly, right?
Exactly. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna jump right onto the third question. Is it important for brands to have a privacy policy, and why?
All right, a privacy policy is basically guided by protecting the information that you are receiving, because businesses, especially now in the digital era, we find that you can easily purchase something online, and you just need to give your information, you need to pay online, and that exposes your data. For example, if I order for a cup to be delivered to my place, I'll have to give information on where I live, my phone number, and I need to ensure that that information I am giving to the service provider is protected and won't be used for any other purpose than the intended purpose, which is to ensure that I properly purchase my product and it is delivered to me. And having a privacy policy is just rules on how this information will be received, what purpose it will be used for, how it will be put aside maybe for future purposes, because businesses want to always reach out to their clients, and they do this through email or through phone numbers. So it's very important to have a privacy policy, because even your clients will be assured that their information, don't find their information being used by either a competitor or somebody else who you just gave out the information because another person requested for it. And this is also very key, because you see, you'll be infringing on the right to privacy, which is even protected by the Constitution. So I think it's very important. It's very important for a business to have a privacy policy for those basic reasons.
Okay, that's very interesting, because as you said, in this digital era, we're constantly sharing information about ourselves to like different sites. Even on social media, we're sharing our phone numbers and our contact details. So as you said, trust is key when it comes to digital interaction, and people need to pay attention to this, and brands need to, understand that they do need a privacy policy. So if you're a brand and you do not have a privacy policy, please consider getting one, so that you can be able to protect and be able to, make sure your people and your audience, your customers, understand that their data is protected. All right? Great. Yes. I love how we're going on with this one. Things are just, coming out so clearly. And again, if you do not have a pen and paper, you are lost. You need one, so that you can be able to note down some of these things that are very important. And maybe you can help us understand how someone can come up with a privacy policy. Do you need the help of an advocate or a legal team?
Yes, I'd say you need somebody who understands, and most of the people who understand how to develop policies are advocates. They have specialized in that. They understand the legal issues that may arise in the event of any maybe breach of maybe contracts. They understand the rules of engagement. So it's very important to get a lawyer to draft for you. Yes, as opposed to just randomly picking a template, which is also a common practice that we see, and you think what works for business A will work for my business, so you just go get and change the name. You need to sit and get legal advice, somebody to take you, somebody who understands your business, somebody who will tailor make a policy for you and ensure that you protect yourself, you protect your client, and most importantly, you protect your business.
Oh, great. That's so clear right now. I can imagine if you're a brand and you're watching this, gems here. Gems, drop it. Okay. So we can move on to the next question, which is what is a social media policy? And do you think it is important for brands to have a social media policy, and why?
I'll actually link that social media policy to privacy policy, and because they are centered on protecting the business, and social media will now focus on how will you upload your content, what kind of content will you upload, why you are uploading that kind of content. So it will just basically guide you, the owner of the business, and even the employees that you have, how they can post, how they can retweet, how they can ensure they respond to queries, because these days you just post a photo and probably price, but clients have more questions or want to know more about the product before they purchase it. So how will you respond to these clients? So a social media policy is now what will guide you and your employees on how to interact with your clients, how to interact with partnerships, how to respond, before you invite someone to your DM, or before you go and DM a customer, what are the rules that you need to follow. And as I've mentioned earlier, this is also very important if you can get legal advice on how, so that you don't reach out to customers and they feel like, okay,
I understand.
you're just coming into my space and advertising and talking about a product. Also how to engage with influencers. So an advocate is the best person to ensure that you get a social media policy that serves your business.
That makes so much sense, because I understand how employees interact with people online is very important, because they are representative of the brand. So you need to guide them on how to do that, because I've seen so many issues where someone just feels like, oh, I can just go onto my, my brand's Twitter and tweet something or retweet something just because it's trending, and that is not necessarily what the brand needs or what the brand stands for. So it's very, very important. I hope brands are doing this.
Yes, and it will even be important when you're training your employees. You tell them, this is how I want my social media to function, and this is how I want you to interact with these various stakeholders or customers. So I think it's a document that will serve your business.
All right. Do you advise the same for small businesses or startups per se?
Yes, actually the most important thing when starting a business, because it's not a one-time thing. You want this business to grow and you're looking at it long term. And some of these things are very important if you get them right from the beginning and not learn from experience or from something comes up. That's when you realize, oh, I needed a privacy policy, or I needed a social media policy or terms and conditions. It's best for businesses to get it right from the beginning. Protect yourself, protect your clients, protect your stakeholders, so that in the event of anything, because even businesses, it's not smooth all the way, but you have to ensure you have mitigated the legal issues, so that in the event that, at least for things that we know may come up, and tying the loose ends, ensuring that there are no loopholes in your business, it's very important to get it right from the beginning. Either if you have a big business, or you have a startup, or you've just started your business, is not even probably 6 months old, it's very important to get it right from the beginning.
Yeah, because the problem is that most startups and most small businesses don't really focus on legal stuff when it comes to their businesses, and I feel like that's a very, very big mistake. And I feel like it's not an extra cost; it's a necessary cost.
Exactly, very necessary.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump right onto the last question. Okay, so apart from ads policies on social media platforms, does the Kenyan law have a provision for protection of misconduct and inappropriate content on social media?
Yes, we currently have the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act that that ensures that whatever you post online is safe for consumption. I'd say it's safe for consumption, because these days we even have young children who access who have devices that can access social media. So it's very important to know these laws, and also ensure that the content you're posting is relevant either to your business, or to your targeted audience, because laws are there. I know the Cyber Crimes Act had a bit of issues. It's still being deliberated on in our courts. A decision will be issued because I think it was appealed. It's currently in the Court of Appeal, but actually it's still a law that will help in the long run. It's a law that will ensure that the content that people have access to is content, I'll just say content that benefits the general public. And yes, there are implications in the event that you post content, obscene content, I can call it. And we also have these platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And I'm sure most social media platforms have policies that need to be adhered to. And in the event your content is not fit for use, or it has such kind of issues, it can be taken down immediately. That's why always that report option on content that has been published. So yes, I think there's those policies. We have existing laws. Yes, so there are repercussions if you want to use the social media space for vulgar or obscene content.
I feel like that is very, very important, because in this digital era, people are just, posting whatever it is that they want. And if someone has ill motives, they will definitely post, and obscene content, as you've mentioned, and like mislead a lot of people, and fake news, as we've been, witnessing in recent times. And the fact that there is going to be implications that are going to go past your content being taken down is going to make it more serious. It is going to make it a bit more, how can I say it? It's going to make it a reality to people that you can actually get fined or jailed, and the repercussions can go far beyond just your content being pulled down and maybe being blocked from social media.
Yes. So I think businesses should be focused on the image that they have, because you see, clients come back, customers come back, customers will refer you. So your information has to be truthful, has to be content that does not have any legal implications. Like, you also may have to make sure you do not misrepresent yourself, because once you misrepresent yourself, you lose your clientele. Even before we get to the legal issues, you see, your business will not last as long as you want it to last.
That's true.
Yes.
It's very important for brands, by the way. I feel, even when they're curating content, to understand what it is that they're serving their customers, and to always be honest, because I've seen brands that are talking about benefits of their products that are not real. They're like overstating the benefits of their products, and that is so misleading, because everybody will flood there and buy your product, and then it's not gonna like have the effects that you said it was gonna have. So it's just, I feel like brands should just stick to being honest. I know the competition is tough. I know there's a lot of businesses on social media, and the popularity on social media is crazy, but just stay honest, stick to the reality of your product. And if indeed your product does do what you say it does, make sure it does, and make sure even when you're producing it, you have those what can I say, those results in mind, the results that you are telling your people. All right, I get it. And this has been so much fun. This has been so informative. Like, I can't even, I feel like I should just start my brand now and, come to you for consultation when it comes to such things, so that I can make sure everything is, streamlined.
Yes, it's very important, and we cannot emphasize it enough. And I believe we've seen brands that have hurt their business, and we've seen businesses that have not stayed in the game long enough. They had the right intentions, but they did not safeguard their space. They did not protect their work, and probably because they were not aware, or because they thought it's not necessary. So this platform is very important, and I hope the bosses who interact with your content understand the importance, and they'll be able to protect their businesses. They'll be able to understand what is necessary and what is not, and why it is even necessary to begin with. So thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it. And yeah, we're here to help businesses, and in case of any questions, we'll be here to help.
Yes, in case anybody has any questions, you can just type them down on the comment section, and we'll definitely answer them in another session that we're going to be having on my IG live, as we always do every month. Jamila will be with us as well to answer some more questions, and also your questions that you will ask from this video. All right, thank you so much, Jamila. It was such a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for sharing such amazing gems, and just, considering us as bosses and shedding some light on some of these issues. Thank you so much. We look forward to having you here again.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. I love advising. I love guiding businesses, and we want them to prosper because we also benefit. Yeah. No man is an island. We all depend on each other, and we all need each other to prosper.
That's true.
I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please go right ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please go right ahead and do so, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, keep winning, bosses.